Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and it is Wednesday. So, of course, happy midday of the week. And let's get you guys another deck. So, this time, we're going to go ahead with the invitation to the Society. This is number one. This is on one of the lists of decks I already wanted to make. And two, this was recently requested. So, this is kind of two birds, one build. The way that this skill card is going to work, at the start of the duel, you get to flip this bad boy over. The effect, if the opponent's monster would be equipped with a copy of White Veil that you control, and that's very important. They can't activate it on their own monster card. Take control of the monster while it's equipped with the White Veil. You may only attack with monsters equipped with White Veil the turn you attack or activate White Veil spell cards. So if we do activate it, that's the only monster that's going to go in. However, if it's the second time we've activated it, and this is our second monster of our opponents that we've gotten, well then, good. Now we can attack with both of them because they are both currently equipped with White Veil. That said, this is actually a very simple, simplistic type build. Big goal here is to just sort of make use of our opponent's beaters while making sure we don't get overran in the process. And to that effect, we're going to start the deck with 3 copies of Breaker the Magical Warrior. Now, of course, this is going to take the 3 ofs right off the list for us. It's a good card, great card. When normal summoned, you get the spell counter that he can hold one of. While he holds a spell counter, he gains 300 attack value. And then while he has this, you can go ahead and target a spell trap the opponent controls, remove the spell counter, destroy the spell trap. So this guy starts at 16, becomes 19, can stay there or threaten the opponent's back row. So he's nice and versatile for us. Next up, we're going to be using 3 copies Charging Gaia, the Fierce Knight. This is just more or less my own flavor. I just like the way that he's easy to summon. And then 2, if we needed to, we could also tribute the monster. However, that's not really going to be what you want to do in this deck because it will trigger the rest of the effect of the Veil. So, just know, Gaia can normal summon without tributes. This will make him an original points of 1900. We don't need the rest of the effect as it refers to the Blackluster Soldier card, and we're not going to be playing that. Basically, if our opponent were to set this guy, we would be able to flip him back up on our next turn and then gain the full value of the card. I have been toying around with just playing Spell Canceller here, as well as Ancient Gear Beast. Just different mechanics. Because like with the Spell Canceller, it's Jinzo for spells. Is the only way to describe it. And the additional one would be the Ancient Gear Beast. It's just good. It's just another tribute monster that'll do some stuff. But realistically, you don't want to be tributing. Just remember that. Next up, we're going to do Chiron the Mage, 3 copies. Again, when we play White Veil, it's a really big gamble. So, number 1, we need a card with a lot of base attack value. This guy's 4-star 1800, so he fits the bill. Just so first and foremost. Secondly, he'll allow us to discard additional copies, as we could discard 1 spell card to target a spell trap the opponent controls and destroy them. This is good. This is like really good. Next up, we're going to have 2 Jinzo. Because once we do get that monster from our opponent's side of the field, we need to try to protect him. We want to make sure that they don't fall into just random trap cards. This is a very, very weird strategy, and it could cause us to lose the game. So, double up on the Jinzo just helps against the trap parts of the back row. You guys will understand here in a minute. Going to spells, 3 MST. Again, as long as we have access to 3 of this right now, I don't see any reason to be playing Cyclones, Dust Tornadoes, or any of it. No Night Beams for me. I'm just going to go with this. Again, timing, lack of cost, all of it. It's just perfect. And again, we do want to see a clean back row from our opponent before we go to activate our card. Now, we need to talk about the White Veil. We are going to run 3 of these, but we need to talk about this. So, first and foremost, you can see from the symbol it's going to be an equipped spell. Second, the effect. While the equipped monster battles, your opponent cannot activate any spell traps until the end of the damage step. This is good. This is basic, like, Ancient Gear. Second, if an attack is declared involving the equipped monster, negate the effects of face-up spells and traps your opponent controls until the end of the damage step even if this card leaves the field. This is good. This means other things like Mirror Wall wouldn't be an issue. That's fine. When the equipped monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can destroy all spell traps the opponent controls. Again, this is good. We were able to paralyze them, but there's a big drawback coming, my friends. So far, this sounds like it's just triple chocolate-coated goodness. When this face-up card in a spell trap zone leaves the field, that player takes 3,000 damage. Okay, we are playing a format where we only get 4,000, and you're telling me I got to lose 3 if that card leaves. So like I was trying to warn you, Jinzo, you're not tributing the monster you're getting with this. Okay, think about this with me. If you do that, you immediately take 3K. If you're okay with that, then okay, all right. I'm not. So the rest of the deck is built to suppress anything that might activate on the White Veil. Say I activate White Veil, my opponent chains MST. White Veil is going to go from face up on my side of the field to the discard. They'll get their monster immediately right back. It may not even actually transfer possession. And I'm going to have to take 3K for that. So if it looks like I have too much back row destruction, the answer is I probably didn't have enough. And again, that is like the big weakness here, guys. So if you are playing against this type of deck, you want to target the White Veil. You want everything in your power to go after this card because you don't care about the monster lineup. So yes. And the one reason why we were testing Spell Canceller in lieu of Charging Gaia, and this is kind of cool, while the White Veil damage will still happen since that's going to resolve in the discard pile, and much like Jinzo doesn't do anything to traps in the discard pile, Spell Canceller doesn't do anything to spells in the discard pile. If you guys play any of the Konami video games since ever, even though they say you cannot activate traps, their effects and the trap cards themselves cannot be activated, yet they still let you. You can still activate cards. You can try to activate cards, and then they just fail to resolve. If that carries over to real-world play, which, depending on your judge, it does. I know some judges that they're like, well, did the guys who made the game allow you to do it on a video game where the rules have to be set? Well, then cool. And some of them will go, well, that's a video game and not the real world, even though you're playing a digital version of what we're playing on the table today. So it's very 50-50 with your judges. If anybody can give me the 100% absolute ruling on that, that'd be great. At which point I'd be open to Charging Gaia out for the Spell Canceller, only because we don't actually need the other effects of the White Veil to kick in to take the monster. That's the only gimmicky thing right there. I am going to be working on another version of this later, but let's get this one out of the way first. The rest of the deck is just 3 Sakuretsu armor. Again, I don't rely too much on traps with Jinzos in main, but I'm going to build something to where White Veil is not going to be a big issue. So, this for now. This is the main deck. Guys, pause, take some notes, and I'll be right back with the extra deck and side. Alright, starting with the side, we figured we'd add 2 copies Dahlgren Mad Flame. This kaiju is going to come in handy, number 1, because we can just take it back with our equip spell, and 2, because, you know, the normal reasons why you would play kaiju. Next up, we got 2 Paleozoic Canadias. Again, this is sort of in lieu of the play for the Triple Breakers. We can't use any Books of Moon because of that play. So we're going to use a card that activates like Book of Moon. As a trap, this will do that. Target face-up monster the opponent controls, change it to face-down defense. And then additionally, once per chain, if we were to resolve a normal trap card that's not this one, or another copy of it, say the Saku, or we activate a second copy of Canadia, we can spawn one of them back as a monster card. So that's pretty cool. And then last but not least, 2 copies Waking the Dragon. As much as we're going to go after their back row, people are going to try to set up. They're going to try to activate things in response to us setting and passing our turn. So on those times, you're going to see the opponent get aggressive towards your back row. And because of that, again, I'm doubling up. I would also maybe consider one Waking the Dragon, one Lost Wind here. Could be a good alternative option here. But Waking the Dragon, when banished or destroyed and sent to grave, will allow me to special summon any character out of my main deck or out of the extra deck. And since it'll let us do the extra deck, we can play all of these cards on a special summon and get a host of great effects. Anything from strongest monster, most effects, biggest with piercing, spot destruction slash burn damage, collapsing the opponent's field zones makes it hard to play without monster slots. And again, just being able to take another opponent's monster and equip it. Granted, Restrict doesn't want to play well with the invitation, just because the way White Veil says, White Veil will be the only monster that can attack there during that round. TI's Restrict will actually stop my monster from being able to attack, so it ends up being a little counterintuitive, but generally you don't end up with both in the same situation. So, do hope that you guys enjoyed this. I look forward to being told how wrong I am. But you guys have a great day. Hopefully you do enjoy this, and hopefully I get to see you guys on the next one. All right, later.